good morning everyone. Happy Tuesday. I can see you've all got dull and dreary weather, same as in Lincolnshire. Good morning Rachel, hi Helen, Sandy, Jax, Alicia, Francis, LJ. Good morning everyone. Hope you're all okay. Elaine says, looks like an interesting make this morning. We're doing lots of amazing tutorials at the moment, 10 o'clock every day. Do go and have a look at the Facebook page if you have missed any. We've had quite a few newbies over the last few days from around the world actually. So if you have missed anything, there is plenty for you to catch up on. And today, this is what we're going to be doing now. We've got our gorgeous sparkle ribbon kits. You may have seen, I think Kitty has already done a live on these. And I'm going to give you my take on it today. And when I saw these in the warehouse last, I said to her, I think I'd like to turn my hand to these because I want to do something a bit different with them. So our sparkle ribbon, and I'm going to take you through the kits, is very easy to use. They are the most amazing materials. We have Alcantara faux suede on the back, so it's super soft. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. We've got the gorgeous sparkle ribbon on top, which is just so sparkly, as the name would suggest. And then you get your gorgeous magnetic clasps as well. So I'm going to show you how to sort all of that out. But then what I've been doing is working on a mystery braid. So I've actually cut it down and plaited it. Now it's not cut down all the way, so you actually still have a solid band to be able to glue your clasp into, but this is the effect. Now I know you loved the plaited memory wire. I think we love things that look a bit more intricate, so this is another take on that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the website first of all, and then I will show you all of these in real life so you can see just how sparkly they actually are. So let's have a quick little look. So over on the website, just as usual, you're going to go up to the categories, down to Facebook tutorials, and today is the sparkle ribbon. So click on there. Now we've got the most amazing bundle. I hadn't seen this until this morning. If you've had the sparkle ribbon already, or you are thinking these are going to be great gifts for Christmas, you actually get a pack that has all 7 colours. That includes all of your clasps, and that's from £91 down to £39.99. I think that is amazing. So £40, 7 makes in there. And you'll always have a bit of left over as well. And then we've broken it down into the actual colours. They're down from $15 to $10.99. So you've got the amethyst, that was one I was showing you. Crystal AB, I'm going to be working with that one today. Dark silver, jet black, midnight blue, ruby crystal, sapphire blue, and turquoise. And then you have the stardust. Now the stardust is ever so slightly different. It's not rhinestone crystals. Oh, look at how fancy this is. You can actually see that it's all clustered together, chaton crystals and little ball crystals all on your bangles. So that's the stardust. It's a little bit softer, I guess, is a good way of describing it. And I'm going to show you all of these live. Okay, good morning, Jean says, hello, Sarah, Kitty, and all our beading friends. Dull and cold day, so beading it is. I'm going to be beading as well. I'll share a picture on Instagram and Facebook later. I've got all the components to make a chandelier. I've probably had a beaded chandelier. It's wooden beads to go in my study. And I've been meaning to do it probably for about 4 months now. I've had all the bits and pieces, and everything is just sat in the living room. So I'm going to make that my challenge for this weekend to get that done. Jack says, clean your glasses. I know, did you see me cleaning them? I'm a right mess today. Okay, so sparkle ribbons. Let's turn you down onto the mat and we'll have a little look-sees. So sparkle ribbon, here's the plait that I'm going to show you. So as you can see, it's actually still got a solid band, so you can glue your clasp in on either side, and then it's split into 3 sections, and this is the braid that we're going to do. So how do you do it? Because it's a solid band, so how do we plait it? So that's what I'm going to teach you. And here are the other kits. So we've got the beautiful, I think it was called amethyst, your darker blue, the lighter teal, your silver, get these ones off, your black, the stardust I think it's called, and then the ruby red as well. And look at these, aren't they gorgeous? They've all got different coloured clasps as well, so go and check that out. Magnetic clasps, so they are super easy to put on yourself. And of course, you're going to be making them for your own size as well, which is fantastic. Sarah, did you do one for your sister, didn't you? Yes, I did. The funny thing is, my mum, my sister, they'll see all these makes, and then I get these little text messages or messages afterwards. I'd like one of them. Now this is the one I'm going to use today. This is the AB. So this is how your sparkle ribbon comes to you. It's on a clear backing, and you can see that there are individually set chaton crystals all the way along it. Injury to your thumb, I'm afraid there is, and I also burnt myself. I've got a really sore blister. I was using, I'm afraid you get all the chit chat here today. I was using a steam cleaner to do in between the windowsills. You know, when you open the windows and it's all grubby inside. We've only lived here since March. House is only about 15 years old, but it's been empty for, I think, nearly 2 years. So it's all a bit grubby, and that's one of those jobs I've just been desperate to do. But man, I hurt myself doing it. I've scraped my thumb, I burnt my finger, but hey ho, they're nice and clean now, so that's all that matters. Okay, so this is the Alcantara faux suede. And funny story, my dad actually really treated himself this year, and he's bought himself his lifelong ambition and dream of a car, and he bought a Porsche. And he was telling me when he was giving me the tour around it all, was telling me about this amazing fabric that they make the Porsche seats out of. He's going on, and it's Italian, and it's this and it's that, and it's called Alcantara, and it's super special. I said, Dad, I make jewellery out of that. We use that. So I took a picture of the swatch card that Kitty has at the warehouse, and I sent it to my dad, because this is what the Porsche seats are made out of. How fancy is that? So you can see how gorgeously soft it is. This is what is going to be on your skin. There is a slightly smoother and rougher side, so make sure that your smoother side is going to be down, and that's what you're going to have on your skin. So super luxurious. And then we're going to glue our crystal ribbon onto the top of it. Now, your crystal ribbon has these little bobbles down the side. Now, you can see I've already trimmed them off on this side, but down on one side, you've got these little bobbles, and you can get rid of those. We'll trim them off so that we can level it up. This is how your sparkle ribbon will come to you. So it's all super protected in its little fabric layer. You're going to get at least 2 bracelets out of it. If you have a smaller wrist, you might even be able to get a little bit more out of it, but you will need extra clasps. Question, Sarah, when Kitty made these before, I wondered if you could cut slots in it and feed through a narrow band in and out. Not describing well, but think the plaits are a much better idea. I think, you mean, could you weave it? Yeah, and thread it through. Yes, you could, absolutely. Hopefully, how I do the plait today, you might be able to adapt that, Lorna, and make a lovely little braid. Porsche German, Sarah. Yes, the Porsche, but the fabric is Italian, darling. Okay, so we're going to add this on. Now, measuring up. When we measure, we're actually needing to leave a little tab in our fabric, which will fold over these extra little crystals that we've got at the end, and that's going to give us a tab. Now, can you see we've also cut in a little nodule, and you would have seen Kitty do this. All this setup is exactly the same. You're then going to fold that over, and by keeping that tab, it's going to give you a nice bit of stability inside. And can you see where we've had those nodules? Now you get the most perfect finish. So it's a really fantastic way to make sure that you get the most professional finish. Your material's beautiful, so let's finish it well. Does the suede band come in the pack? Yes, it does. So that all comes to you in this lovely little box. You've got your instructions and your details in here as well from the lovely Kitty. And then you get your strip of your suede and also your sparkle ribbon and 2 of your clasps. Can you buy the clasps separately, says Catherine? Yes, you can. They're over on the website. And the link is in the description of the video. Okay, now the only thing you're going to need extra is your glue. I'm going to use these 6000 And you would need to leave it overnight, I would suggest, to dry, or at least a couple of hours, because you want to make sure that it's going to be super secure, especially because we're going to be doing the braid. So I do have one already prepped here that I'm going to use. So when it comes to gluing on, make sure you leave that little tab at the edge, and then with your glue, I've got the little nozzle on here just for a bit of precise application. You want to make sure, please come out. You want to make sure that you're not over gluing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little strip all the way down, and I tend to do it bit by bit, and I'm going to make sure that I've got all of my glue down here. Now I'm not putting loads on because this is going to squish out a little bit, but you will see that the glue will start to kind of soak into the suede a little bit, and I'm going to take it all the way to the very, very edge. I don't want any of this coming off once we've made it, and you can just do it little bit by little bit. So I'm going to pop that on there, leaving my little tab at the edge, and then I'm just going to squash that down. And I'm going to take it all the way to the very, very edge. I don't really want to trim this. It's going to give me a nice neat edge, but we will trim the other side. And then I'm not going to do all of it because you'll see the gist as you get that. And remember, I've got my my fluffier side of my suede face down. So that is what will be on my skin. And just make sure you're going all the way along the outside edge. It doesn't matter. You can actually... what I've done before is even used like a little bit of card to then squash this down and spread it out even more. Just to get that all the way down there. And then as I lay it down, just going to make sure I keep that nice straight edge, pulling that to the edge. And I'm really going to push it down. Isn't this just the most amazing sparkle? I've got the crystal AB one here, and it comes with a beautiful sort of mink colour. Okay, so you're going to do all of this, and then you're going to trim it down. Now, when it comes to trimming down, you can cut all of your section. You can glue all of it on, but if I were to then trim here to do my next bracelet, I'm not going to have my tab of suede for the next bracelet because it's going to finish flush. So you would have to pull a few crystals off. So what I would recommend is that you only glue your one length. So can you see now I've got the lovely tabs on either side. When it comes to trimming it down, I'm just going to take my lovely scissors. I should have done this the other way around because I'm right-handed, but now I'm going on the left-hand side because I haven't trimmed it down here yet. But when it comes to then trimming it down, I'm also going to make sure that I trim off these little nodules on the edge. Do you remember we've got those little beaded balls on the corner and we don't have them on this side. So I'm also going to take those off as well. And obviously wait for this to dry before you do it. But can you see, as I'm trimming along down the outside edge, I'm making sure I also get those little baubles. And that's then going to give me a perfect finish. I shouldn't really be doing this with my good scissors because the glue is wet, but I'll give them a good clean after. So you're just going to trim down, removing all of those little bubbles on the edges. And then you've got that lovely finish. Now, when it comes to doing the tab, we're going to go 3 crystals in and only 1 down. So we're going to trim off to 3. I'm going to take it ever so slightly past there. And 1 in. And then that is going to give me my lovely little edging to be able... I'm taking the bubbles off, Angela, because it's only got it on one side. So if you have a look here, this side doesn't have any of them, but this side does. And that's because the sparkle ribbon, when Kitty went on a sourcing trip, they actually had sheets and sheets of these up on the wall. And she saw it and said, I want to make jewellery out of that, but can you cut it down into strips for me? So where it's cut down, obviously not both sides have the bubbles on them. So you'll do the same thing on this side once you're finished as well. 3 in and 1 in. And that's going to give us our lovely little tab to be able to attach our clasp on. So then when it comes to gluing our clasp on, we're going to fold that over like so. Obviously put our glue on. That will then all be embedded in the clasp. I'm going to trim that down ever so slightly because I don't want to see it. That's better. We'll glue all of that in and then we'll glue it, and you can just see that then that little nodule that you give it is going to give it the most amazing finish. Now you'll do that on both sides and you will have a really beautiful bracelet just as your sparkle ribbon. Now we're going to take it a little bit further and do this lovely braid. So if that was all you were going to do, you would get a lovely bangle like this. Your suede on the back, clasp on either side, and your sparkle ribbon, which will give you a lovely neat finish. Now when they dry, just try and push it in as they're drying as far as you can, because you don't really want to end up with these little gaps. It's not the end of the world, it still looks really beautiful, but the neater and more precise you can get with it, the better it's going to look. Do excuse me. Again, a bit croaky today. It's driving me a bit mad. Okay, now measuring. Because we're going to do, why is it that rulers always go missing? I have all of my jewellery rulers, and can I find them when I need them? No. So, husband was doing DIY yesterday, so I've stolen this one because it was still sat in the kitchen. Now, when it comes to measuring your bracelet, you need to allow 1 inch for your clasp. And that's because, well, not really, just under 1 inch. I leave 1/4 of an inch just over on either side, because can you see here, or if you see, you've got your centimetres worth. You've obviously got your clasp, and that's going to take up some of your measurement, which will be the little tab on my suede. Okay, so my actual bracelet, the visible bit of bracelet, is only my sparkle from my tab in, and I'm going to add on about 1/2 inch for my braid. We do take a little bit of it around. We do take a little bit of it down when we actually do the braid. I was laughing because Angela said, "Mr. Nobody's been around." It really does completely disappear. Recommendation or on universal size to cut to length. Well, so these ones, Kitty's made these, so I know they fit her because she does make stuff to her size. So these are 8 inches in total, and obviously I can wear them, but they are big for me. But it just means when I do wear them, they go slightly higher up my wrist, which I don't really mind. It is loose, but it's not going to come undone because it's got that lovely magnetic clasp. For me, I cut mine down to 7. So if you want to go universal, I would go 7.5. That's like a standard bracelet size. So if you were to buy like bangles and things like that in the stores, then that's what they are. So I've gone for 7 here because mine is actually a little bit lower, a little bit shorter. So this will be absolutely fine for me. And I've allowed this to dry overnight. So it's all stuck on, it's all trimmed down. I just need to do my little tabs at the end, which we'll do now. So again, I'm going to go 3 in, 1 on the edge. And I might as well do this now. So that when it comes to actually finishing, we can glue it all on and I'm done. So 1 in, 3 along. There's my lovely tabs on both of them. Irene says, order placed. We'll have to make sure I catch the postman so I can hide my stash. What, these old things? No, I've had them for ages. I hear you all saying it. So when we glue it on, that'll be folded over. That will glue in. It's going to give me that lovely bond to the actual clasp, and then give me the little edge in there. Yeah, we won't tell anyone, Irene, your secret's safe. I'm going to take off a tiny little bit there. Okie dokie, ready for the braid. So, really annoyingly, these are actually 10 crystals long. And I didn't want to trim it down because it is the exact width of my clasp. So what I actually did was I cut so that one of my strips were 3 crystals, the center strip was 4, and the end strip were 3 because I need 3 strips for my braid. And having looked at the finished result, I really don't think it's too noticeable. You do have one band, obviously, that is a little bit thicker, but if I hadn't told you, would you have noticed? I don't think you would. So I'm just gonna have to suck up the OCD on this one and go with it. They would make beautiful chokers, and you do have enough in there to be able to go all the way round as well. Just don't trim it down, and obviously your strip, as you can see, you're going to have plenty to be able to go around there as well. Okay, so when it comes to actually doing the braid, this is the scary bit. We need to cut it. So I'm going to come in. My clasp is obviously going to be where this little nodule is. So I counted down 4 of my crystals and 3 in. And then be careful with this bit. I'm just making a little incision with my scissors, and I can feel it coming through the back like so. All right. If you want to be really careful with it, be super careful. Do it onto like onto a cork board or a chopping board, something like that. And then once you have your blade through, you just want to make your slits, and it's that first little bit that is that little bit trickier, but once you're in, you're in. Let's get that blade in. Okay, here we go. Now the little nodules will come off. I'm just going to realign some of those little crystals. I think on the other one I actually even like folded it over and just made that little slit. Here we go. So I'm now going to cut, and I'm just doing 3 of my crystals, and the crystals will guide you, so you know you're getting an even cut, and it's giving you a beautiful finish because we've already, you could use a craft knife. Yes, Camille, you could. Craft knife on a cutting mat, and that will go all the way through. That would be absolutely fine. And again, if I could find my crafting stash, that's what I would have used. And then I want to make sure that I've gone 4 crystals down. Was it 4? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only want to go to there. And there's one of my little strips. And then we're going to go 4 along. Because remember, or 3 from the outside, whatever you want to do. Remember that we haven't got an even amount. So we'll do exactly the same thing again. 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, which will give me 3 from the outside edge. And I want to come in. Double check. I always have to like triple check it. Because I get nervous I'm going to cut it at the wrong bit. And then once my blade is in, lovely. I'm going to trim all the way up to the top. It feels so wrong cutting it, but we're going to get great results at the end. So now you can see I've got that lovely finish on either side. Mind those fingers, says Jax. I know. You know how clumsy I am. This could be a disaster, couldn't it? I've already bled in a few of the videos, haven't I? Don't need that again today. The way my week's going, I'm not too sure. It might happen. Don't worry. I'll be done with the scissors in a second. We will be safe. And then I'm just going to take it to the same level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another couple to go. There we go. And now I've split it ready. Now, Lorna, you were saying about maybe braiding it, weren't you? So you could then take all sorts of things. You could weave things through them. You could just have it like that. It's still going to give you a lovely little finish. And this is then what we're going to use for our braid. Angela, I was thinking another way, glue down to the start of the cut up and then glue down the last little bit. I think, well, What I need though is I need my suede to be on the back as well. So you need to have that through the center points. And if I were to glue all of these on individually, it's going to be tricky to get that perfect finish. So it is much easier having it already glued down, so that you're then so that you've then got those neat edges on absolutely all of it. Okay, so for our braid, if you go over the top, so if you're making a plait and you go over the top like this, it actually bunches up a little bit and gives you a funny little centre. So, no cutting the spare fingers off, we'll need them later. Yes. I love that I'm now like famous for my spare fingers on here. So I'm going to take my braid underneath. So just like you would with a normal plait, I'm going to take it underneath, and we're going to do that 4 times over. So that's my 4. Okay, I'll just show you again. This one, Francis, is the AB. This is the crystal AB. So we're going to go under once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. Okay, you could even do a little bit more if you wanted to, but can you see that I'm starting to run out of space, and all of this bit is getting tangled, and this is where the funky bit comes in, because now you just need to unravel this little section, and you're bringing it through and through again, and then once more. So just open it up a little bit and you will see, so can you see that it's twisted in the center because I've got my I've got the visible suede. So you want to just untwist that bit as well. Oh no, hold on, I've gone out too far now. Start again. Under, under. Oh, that's because I did the extra one. I did my, I showed you how to do the extras, didn't I? So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one you need to unravel. So you're bringing it through and then over the end one, so that you get your untwisted cord. And then all you're going to do is neaten it up. You're just going to loosen this top braid, and it will all sit beautifully flat. Look, isn't it gorgeous? Light bulb, says Lorna. Light bulb moment. So that's how you do it. And that is going to give you your mystery braid. So it's connected on either side, and you've got that centerpiece in the middle. It is so clever, Sheila, isn't it? I absolutely love it. Now, obviously, that is going to give you slightly smaller, because we've used up a little bit. So I've used about, I would say half an inch, because my length of it was 7. Obviously, I've still got my little bit for my little tabs, okay? So just allow that extra measurement in there as well, okay? You make that look so easy. I'll have, oh, where's it going? I'll have it looking like God knows what. The great thing is you can just untwist it. So look, if you get in a pickle, you just wrap these around each other and you untwist it until it comes back to normal. Okay? Yes, Linda, I read your mind. I knew someone would ask to see it again. So, we're going to go braiding under. Isn't it fun? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see I'm just doing a normal plait, and then I'm going to hold that in place. And can you see how now these are wrapped together? So I'm going to come through the wrap, like so, and through there. Oh, and untwist that bit. Oh no, I can see some of my glue coming off. I thought that would happen. Let me just untwist these bits. Sorry, and I'm completely off camera. Hold on, my glue. This is what you don't want. Can you see there? So I'll re-stick that bit down in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now sometimes even I'm getting it wrong. But you want to twist it through and then through this piece. It is like a light bulb moment. You see it all come together and then it's like, ha ha, there it is. Hang on, nearly there. Through on this one. I knew it wouldn't work the second time round. Through that bit. There we go. So then you've got your gorgeous braid, and then you just want to open it up so that, sorry, it's getting caught where my glue is coming undone, and I don't want to rip the ribbon. Please don't break on me. Oh, I've got myself in a mess. Who was it that just said they're going to have it looking like God knows what? You jinxed me. Right, nearly there. Hang on. Let's go once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Through the middle. And through the edge. I think I'm going to ruin a couple of my crystals, but hey ho. There we are. Okay, so once you have got it, sorry Sharon, I completely forgot that I wasn't even in camera for you as well. Sorry, I'm trying to see what I'm doing with it and then not pulling it too tightly so that I'm not breaking my ribbons. Okay, so you're gonna have your gorgeous plait. So you've seen it's nice and simple. Now, when it comes to actually gluing it in, now you might get in a little bit of a pickle. Like I said, all you're gonna do is undo it, bring it round, make sure I'm in camera for you, bring it round and untwist it each time. So it doesn't matter whether you are 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter if you're not getting it the first time round. Sit and have a little play with it. And then when you start to unweave it, so can you see what you don't want is the visible side of your suede. So it's just a case of interlocking them through so that you don't actually have the suede visible at all on the end. If you get in a mess, just undo it. Untwist it through, and sorry, that's what I was doing while I was trying to have a look at it. You're just going to untwist it all until you come back to the right side. Great idea, Jean. Practice on a piece of ribbon first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There is also a way that you can actually untwist it and add in more of your braid as well, so that you actually get like a deeper ribbon and a deeper twist in it as well. So obviously with this one, we've only got the 4 rotations. I'm just gonna flatten this one out a little bit. You can do it so that you have much more of a plait, but for me this was about enough. If you have more length, oh sorry, Jackie says it's frozen. If you have more length in your bracelet, you could make it longer and longer. I've also seen these made as like bag straps, because obviously you're braiding over, so you are kind of strengthening it at the same time. So it does give it like a really great extra reinforcement, if you like. But when you're doing it, just keep on undoing, redoing like I did. If you get in a knot, undo it again. It's going to be absolutely fine. You're not going to break anything. The only reason I was trying to be careful is just because that glue has come undone, which is annoying. But hey, these things happen. So when it comes to gluing on your clasp, as you can see, you're going to have your little end tabs, a little bit of glue in here. Let's do it on my new one. And I'm just going to make sure, I think this side is ever so slightly longer. So I'm just going to take it down a little bit more. So you can do more braids if you wanted to, if you're making extra longer lengths, or for like some of your little I was close to doing that, Jax. Throw it across the room and stomp out. How many of us do that when things go wrong and it's and you do just have to take that moment, don't you? Haven't really ever done it live though. Certainly do it when I'm on my own. Okay, so gluing it on. A little bit of glue on the inside of your suede, because that is going to fold up and over. And you can either put glue on the inside of your clasp, but can you see here? Don't dribble that glue. You can actually see the magnet through it as well, so just don't allow too much of it to spill through. So I do like to put a little bit on the insides, just so I know that it's going to adhere on either side. Out you come. I'm just keeping an eye on the glue. The nice thing is with these clasps is that they are big enough that you can see. And I prefer to put it on the inside of the clasp, because when you then scrape your fabric through, it's going to push it in, if that makes sense, as opposed to actually gluing the fabric and then you're scraping it all down the outside of your clasp. And I'm going to sit and hold that for a minute or two, just so that I get... Oh, Lucy, 100%. Nice to see even the professionals get into pickles sometimes. Of course. And it's so hard. I mean, you know, even if I wasn't trying to think of the camera angles, trying to talk to you guys, answering the comments, even when I'm on my own, sometimes you get in a pickle. It happens to all of us. And then on the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to wait for this side to dry first. I want it to be completely dry first of all. So now I've held that in place for a couple of seconds. I can already feel it bonding. I've got that amazing flush finish. That is how to finish jewellery professionally. That is that's going to be the difference between things looking homemade and handmade. Okay, so that's going to give you that amazing finish. And then I'm just going to soften up this little braid a little bit, so that they all sit nice and flush. And then once that side is dry, I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Glue on the middle, that will fold it over, and then that little bit of glue on the inside. Because if I now start gluing on both sides, they're just working against each other. They're going to start pulling apart. You could obviously lie it flat because I've got my other side of the clasp here, but I just like to concentrate on one thing at a time. And that I just think looks amazing. Obviously the clasps themselves are just a beautiful quality. I'm using E6000, Sheila. Love the rose gold clasps. Yes, I do. That's my favourite. So hopefully that has given you a very different take on the sparkle ribbon. So because you're going to make two, you could even do both of them. So you could do obviously the normal strip and then your plaited strip as well. It's just really fun. And then with something like that, you're going to make fantastic gifts. You're making them a little bit different. You could even wear both of them together as well. Fancy. I just really like the way that it gives you that open weave. I love something looking like I've made it, but then, like we say, it's the mystery braid, because obviously you've got the solid band on either side. I just think that looks amazing, even if I do say so myself. Do you sell the glue? Is it good for all materials? Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward bond for absolutely anything, because of course with this you want a glue that will bond fabric to metal, because it is the suede and obviously your clasp. How long to dry? I would leave it overnight. If I were doing this, I wouldn't wear it until tomorrow. just to be 100% sure. It's a bit like resin in kind of its curing stages. The bracelet pack of 7 colours, you'll get 14 bracelets out of it. So you will get all of your double kits, and your kits as they come. Okay, I'm just trying to find one with the clasps in it. Let me turn you down so you can see. Move that over so that can dry. This is how your kits will actually come to you. Oh. Hold on one sec. They come in a lovely little box. I'm not sure if you'll get the boxes if you go for the 7 colours. I should think you probably would. You've got the fantastic storage box, obviously, for then afterwards as well. Now you get your instructions from Kitty. You will get 2 of your clasps, obviously colour matching, and then you get your strip of the Alcantara, and then you get your strip of the sparkle ribbon as well, and it's all in the little protective layer. So when you get your 7, obviously each one of your kits, oh my goodness, I need to make this in black. When you get your big kits, it's going to be 7 of those, 7 colours. So 14 bracelets in all. Did someone just ask about, how did you cut it? Missed that bit, says Francis. I did it with scissors. So you can obviously go back and have a little look. But I basically took, turn you down a sec, took my strip, just put my scissors through the centre and then cut up the middle. If you have a craft knife, you could obviously do that on a cutting mat. Just be careful of those surfaces. And then we cut it into the little 3 strips as well. I need to make this in black. This is why the chandelier doesn't happen, because then I open other things and I see lots of other bits and then I'm intrigued. Don't worry, Francis, you won't get it wonky because the crystals are going to guide you all the way down. Go and have a little look. Sorry, camera wobble. Because the crystals are in the way, you're just cutting in between. So it has that complete guideline for you. So you're not going to go wrong. Okay, I promise. Lovely. Okay. So tomorrow, yes, I was using the crystal AB. Not on the table, says Jax. Absolutely not. I would be murdered if I scratched any of my new dining table. Right, so tomorrow, Wednesday, you have lovely Sarah P. So Sarah Payne will be with you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. I'm not sure what she's doing tomorrow, actually. I'll need to go and have a little look on the events. If you head over to the Facebook page, all of the events are on there. Would the glue stick a clasp for a wire knit bracelet? Would the glue stick a clasp for a wire knit bracelet? Wire on wire? Possibly. If you were going to use, if you're using wire, I would probably recommend you finishing with an end cap and something that you can then, and something that you could then kind of loop to finish it off with. I haven't ever really glued wire to finish them off. So Kitty is saying if you want to make 14 bracelets, you need to add 7 clasps as an extra. Okay, so we've got a clasp mega pack. So your 7 colours will have enough material to make 14 bracelets, but you're only going to get 7 clasps. So if you want to double up on it all and make your 14 bracelets, because you're going to have all that leftover suede and sparkle, then you will need 7 extra clasps, and that is in the bundle. June says it's flat and wide. I would probably think about a ribbon clamp then. If you use a ribbon clamp, you can then actually squash that down and encase that wire on the inside. You could probably add a little bit of glue in there as well, but with wire, I wouldn't rely on glue completely. Sarah, could you do a macrame watch strap sometime? Yeah, of course I can. I will add it onto the list. Jane, have to go. Bye, Sarah. Have a lovely day, everyone. Again, thank you, Sarah, for the tutorial. You are more than welcome. So you've got Sarah Payne tomorrow, Kitty on Thursday and Friday. I think I'm back with you on Saturday. if I remember rightly. No, I can't be because I've got shows on Saturday. I'll just make it up as I go along, don't I? But the Facebook page will keep you right. We've got absolutely everything on there for you to be able to have a little look at. So tomorrow is Sarah Payne. Thursday is Kitty's Creation Station. Friday, I'm with you. Memory wire bangles, adjustable memory wire bangles. They have been one of my best-selling kits for years, and I'm going to show you some new bundles. I've picked some amazing new crystals from the crystal stock that was delivered not that long ago, and I'm going to be doing those on Friday. And then Saturday, Kitty is going to be making angel decorations with you, so don't miss out. Now, there is a big announcement coming with our bead clubs for next week. If you haven't already signed up to be part of it and to register your interest, head on over to the website and the Facebook page, have a little look through, and you can go and register on the newsletter for the new BD clubs as well. Thank you all so much. Absolutely loved today. It was good fun having a little chat with you all as well. Question, Kitty, do we get the little boxes in the big bundle? Oh, I'll let her answer that for you. I don't know. Lovely and amazing tutorial as always. Thank you, Joanne. Can't wait to see these, says Irene. They are amazing. You know I love a bit of memory wire, and I like pushing the boundaries with stuff like today. You know, just doing something a little bit different. It's not just your usual way of using things. So I'm going to show you how to do adjustable memory wire bangles on Friday. Love to you all. Stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you on Friday. Have a great rest of the week. Don't forget the other ladies will be here 10 o'clock every day. See you Friday.